Getting info agency clients is easy, actually. And I'm actually a testament to this. In the last 2 years, I have grown 2 agencies to a 7-figure run rate. The first one from 0 to 60K cash profit per month within 7 weeks, and the second one from 0 to 60K cash profit per month within about 2.5 months. So in this video, I want to show you all of the client acquisition processes that we have used to get up until this point, and how it's actually pretty easy for us to sign on 5 to 10 clients per month that pay anywhere in between 5K to 20K. But without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into it. So I now want to dive into how you can close 10K per month plus info clients the easy way. There are really a couple of, ideal niches that you should be going into when running an info agency in 2025. And I actually think one of the hardest ones to do is the make money online niche. Although there is a lot of money in this market, I actually don't believe that this is the ideal niche to get into, especially if you're first starting your info agency. The easiest niches to get into and to make, 10, 20K a month with as fast as possible are really the weird niches. And just for some reference, I listed some examples of what this could look like for you right here. It could be AI integration coaching, remote work optimization and digital wellness coaching, metaverse business strategy coaching, blockchain and Web3 coaching, executive sleep coaching, digital nomad transition coaching, resilience, ESG, etc. There are hundreds of these sub niches, and they're usually very untapped because pretty much every single info agency that is being started in the make money online niche. And again, this is probably one of the most competitive markets that you can get into. So I wouldn't really recommend getting into that market in the first place. As soon as you have identified the ideal niche that you want to get into, again, pick a weird niche here. If you need help, just use AI for this. It's going to help a lot. After that, you want to get clear on exactly who the best fit is for your service. You want to get clear on who the ideal client is that you want to work with. And the easiest way to do that is to just create a list of both do's as well as don'ts. Hence, things that you want your ideal client to have, do, or say, or believe, and things you don't want them to do. Do's, just as a couple of examples, could, for example, be they should at least be making $50,000 a month. They should have great client results. They should have a good organic social media presence. They should ideally already have a small team, and they should be good at content, and they only really need help with the business side. Those are things that, you could be looking for in a potential info agency client. On the other hand, for the don'ts would be, for example, doesn't care about their clients, inconsistent with their content, bad delivery, or inauthentic with the content they produce. As soon as you have now identified the ideal niche that you want to get into, as well as you identified, exactly who you want to work with through this list of do's and don'ts, you now know exactly what your ideal client looks like. And from there, it's really about the marketing that now matters. There are, fundamentally speaking, 3 different ways of doing marketing. You can do outreach, you can do organic content, and you can, on the other hand, also do paid ads. And we're going to run through them step by step right now. For outreach, there's really one strategy that I recommend, especially to every single beginner who is first starting with an info agency, which is something that I call the perfect cold video pitch. And you can really send the perfect cold video pitch in the DMs via IG, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and any other platforms. It even works via email. The way you do the perfect cold video pitch is something that I want to give you a breakdown of very quickly right now, so that you have a full understanding of that as well. So this is actually a document that I'm using inside of the partnership that I have with people. And this is essentially a quick breakdown of the perfect cold video pitch, what it's for and what it does. The structure of the perfect cold video pitch is really simple. You have 6 different steps to the process: agreement, qualifying agreement, transition to crisis state, ask the why, the how, or the who, then the what, and then the call to action. To give you a more detailed breakdown of what this actually looks like, it looks something like this. In the agreement, this is the first part, the first step of the actual video. You want to show you've done your research. You want to personalize the intro and give them either a compliment or talk about a commonality. This is the best way to break the ice with any prospect, to seize either commonality or compliment. You want to show that you've done your research when diving into the video straight away. Don't say anything generic here. Say things that actually show you have actually invested time into researching what they do for their business and what their offer looks like and everything they've done in the past. You then want to dive into the qualifying agreement. Here, you want to slightly introduce the problem. You want to introduce the issue that you've identified. You want to bring it up, but you shouldn't make it sound negative here. Keep this very logical and very straightforward. Then you transition into the crisis state. Here, you want to make this emotional and show that it's a real problem. So in point number 3, in the third step of the process in this video, you want to show it's a real problem by talking about consequences. That's really how you make it emotional. Then you want to ask who in their team is actually responsible for handling this. This is a way to let them subtly know that somebody else should be responsible. This is an assumptive statement. And then you want to dive into the what. This is point number 5. You essentially walk them through the exact solution A to Z that you have for them to solve this problem. And then the call to action at the end, point number 6. You shouldn't ask whether they want to get in touch or not. You just ask them whether you should talk to them or to their team about it. Give 2 options, never ask a yes or no question. A couple of things you want to keep in mind here is that non-negotiables during this video are a subtle pitch as well as authority. Throughout the entire video, on various different ends, you need to make sure that you give yourself as much authority as humanly possible so that people perceive you as an expert in your field. In addition to that, you also want to subtly pitch once or twice throughout the video. And you can do it in a very simple way where you just tell them, by the way, John, if you do want to have a chat about us coming in and doing this for you, then I'm happy to do so. If not, that's perfectly fine as well. But make sure to implement this because it's going to help you reach goal XYZ. Tonality, super important. How you say things is a lot more important than what you say. And here, this is really something that comes down to your confidence, but at the same time, it also comes down to your I don't care tonality. And what I mean by that is, if you start your video saying, "What's up, John? Hope you're well. If I sent you this video, then it's because I believe that I can help you scale XYZ coaching offer to this level. And I can do that by solving a problem. I've solved this for a client. We went from A to B in time frame. And if you want to do the same thing, I would recommend you watch the video. You don't have to talk to me. You can though. I would do all of this for you, potentially. And that's that. Let's dive into it. If you have that type of tonality where, people really feel and see that you actually don't care, then that's going to bring you very far. The most important part of the perfect cold video pitch is really the pain point. If you hit the right pain point, then they will be responsive. If you talk about the exact problem that they currently have, they will be responsive. That's just how it works. You will be better or get better at spotting the right pain points as you get more reps with this. This is partly dependent on timing, by the way, and this is also why you need to stay consistent and do this every single day, day in, day out. For the preparation, this is how you actually prepare to send those videos. You want to scrape the leads that you're reaching out to once a week. You should usually do this on Sundays, and you want to scrape about 100 to 200 leads. This should take you around 4 to 6 hours. The KPIs for this and the follow-ups are super simple. You want to send 10 of those per day, Monday to Saturday, and you should never stop the follow-up process. You literally follow up until you get a response. And this could take 80 days. Obviously, the longer it takes for them to actually be responsive, the less follow-ups you should send. So in the beginning, you send a daily one, then every 2 days, then every 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and over time you send one a week. And that's really it. So that is how you can actually structure the perfect cold video pitch to land high ticket info product clients. Now, there is one other way in which you can actually do this outreach, which is through an evergreen VSL. This is similar to the perfect cold video pitch, but it's evergreen. You want to send this whenever you're at the gym, waiting somewhere, or when you have a potential client you want to reach out to who you're not 100% certain is a good fit. And that's really it. For the social media platforms and for the organic content, which is the second way to actually acquire clients, obviously you have a variety of different platforms. You have IG, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, etc. Instagram, TikTok, and Shorts are short-form platforms. YouTube is a long-form platform. LinkedIn and Facebook, I would actually regard as a mid-form platform, because on those platforms, you can usually post videos that are, a couple of minutes long. They're not really long-form videos, but also not really short-form videos. So I just called them mid-form. What you need to keep in mind here is that with organic content, distribution is key, and distribution is the thing that's going to help you make a lot of money with this. I'll give you an example. If you record one 30-minute long form video, then you can distribute that in many different ways. You can record one YouTube video, you can put that YouTube video as a podcast on a podcasting platform, you can snip out 3 to 10 minute mid form videos, and then you can also snip out 10 1 to 3 minute short form videos. And this is a way to get a lot of different content pieces on different platforms through literally just recording one single one. And the way you can do that is super simple. You go to a website called riverside.fm and you go to the YouTube short maker as an example. You upload your long form piece of content and it's gonna repurpose those videos into short form videos for you. And it's really good. I've used it a bunch of times myself. I would recommend this platform. You also obviously want to put up YouTube videos. This is an example YouTube video. You essentially want to put up YouTube videos like this one that explain or break down competitor funnels, because that way you can show what they're doing, what's working for them, and you can show certain tactics that the client or the potential client that might be watching the video hasn't implemented yet, which is why it's going to be very appealing to them. This is Samu, actually one of the people that I worked with on this, and this video worked pretty well for him. And then we have an example reel right here as well. This is a keynote that I hosted in Munich. You just want to make sure that you post reels that apply to your specific audience, meaning you talk about the exact pains that the audience that you're trying to target is facing, and you're solving them in your videos. And that's really it. Also make these interesting to yield more engagement with this. And then the third way to get clients for your info agency is paid ads. And this is by far the fastest way to do it, and the easiest and fastest way to start closing clients and making money fast. The minimum spend that I would usually recommend for this is in between $1,000 to $2,000 per month. What you need to keep in mind here though is that paid ads are only as good as your brand and social proof. If you have good case studies, you're going to have an easier time becoming profitable quickly. Now, if you're in a situation right now where you don't have $1,000 to $2,000 per month to spend on paid ads, I would recommend you get a job, get some money, because it's actually pretty easy to get $1,000 to $2,000 a month. You shouldn't really have to worry about that. Okay, so that's that. Now, I want to walk you through the step-by-step process that you now need to follow to implement this and get your first info agency client as fast as possible. The first thing you need to do is you need to get clear on your niche. Again, you can use AI for this or just any of the ones that I mentioned above. They work pretty well. Then you want to get clear on your ideal client. You need to get clarity on your ideal client using Claude AI, right? If you struggle with this, just use Claude. It's a great software to use in this case. Keep in mind that you need to use AI like it's your assistant, not just one that, you copy word for word. So what I mean by that is when you use Claude, don't use Claude to, tell you something and then you just do it. Use Claude to give you creative ideas and essentially do 80% of the work, and the remaining 20%, the cherry on top, is what you do, and you're the one refining it. Now, for the marketing strategy, you should usually look at 3 different platforms: LinkedIn, Instagram, as well as YouTube. For LinkedIn, you want to build your LinkedIn profile. Keep in mind that someone who clicks on your profile needs to instantly understand what you do, who you are, and why you are the best at it. After that, you want to connect with your potential clients. You want to pitch your offer in the DMs. You can do this through the Perfect Cold video pitch, the one that I just showed. And then you can start booking calls on your Calendly and close these people. And that's really the way you go about that. Now, Instagram, you want to send about 25 to 35 DMs per day per account to potential clients. The reason for this is because you cannot really send more than that without getting banned. Through this, you then want to pitch your offer to people, start booking calls, and close them as well. And for your YouTube, you want to create 10 to 20 minute videos solving your ideal client's problems. You then put a Typeform plus a Calendly in the description of your video, start booking calls that way, and close people. And I know that a lot of you are thinking right now, this can't really be the way to go about it because it seems way too easy. And I agree with you, because people don't trust you enough when you do this from the get-go. So how can we get these business owners to actually trust us with what we're saying and doing? And there's really 3 ways to do this. The first way is to financially model and show them how what you're doing is going to have a very positive impact on their business and yield a positive ROI. And I have many different sheets like this that I also give access to for my clients, because at the end of the day, if you understand your numbers and you can show someone with numbers and with proof that what you're going to be implementing is going to make them a lot more money than they're investing, then they're usually a lot more likely to actually work with you. So this is the easiest way to do this, especially if you don't have case studies. Which brings me to my second point. Case studies. Just have a lot of proof that what you're doing actually works. And I know that this is easier said than done, but you want to become so good at what you do that you have so much proof that people just see that they will get results from the get-go and there's no objection coming up about it either way. So just have case studies. An easy way to package this is to, for example, have a Trustpilot in place where you have all of your reviews in one place. And if you have a bunch of 5-star reviews, or you can show a bunch of great case studies, then people are going to trust you more. And then the third way is through third-party proof. So if you're right now in a situation where you don't have a great case study yet, you're really just trying to start out with your info agency and start making more money with it, then the best way to go about this is to have third-party proof in place. So Mr. Bergen Resnick, or Bress Scales, is going to launch a webinar in about 5 days from now, roundabout. And it's going to be a 3-day challenge. And throughout this 3-day challenge, obviously he's going to be doing a bunch of stuff. I'm not quite sure what he's going to do yet, but essentially it's a live event. It's a live webinar. What you can do is you can showcase to your ideal clients, hey, big people in the space like him who are doing about $1 million a month in revenue are also implementing live classes and live webinars. Why don't you do the same thing? And through this third-party proof, you can then yield a lot more trust from your ideal client as well. And that's really the easiest and fastest route to start getting clients for your info agency. This was a very simple breakdown. Obviously, there's a lot more detail to it on certain ends, but that's really that. Now, I'm actually not only running my own agency in this space, I'm also running something that I call the partnership. If you do need help with implementing any of these things, and if you want to get your info agency to 10, 20, 30K per month plus from the ground up, then the partnership is a way for you to work directly with me on this. You get access to my private phone number, so you can literally text me on there 24/7. You get access to weekly one-on-ones, weekly group calls, a bunch of resources, connections, video material, etc., etc. I'm literally providing all of the resources that I wish I would have had when I first started my agency back in the days. So, if you want to have a chat about that, you can click the first link in the description. It will take you to a type form, ask you a couple of questions, and then you can book a call and speak directly to me. So if you need help building this up, then, we can have a chat about it and see whether it makes sense for both of us or not. And otherwise, I hope that this video was very valuable to you. If you want to see more of them, subscribe, like. If you have any questions, reach out to me on IG or put it down below in the comment section right now, and I'll see you in the next video.